People say, what doesn't break you makes you stronger. I'm a massive believer in that, but you need to put context around it for it to make sense. And the reason I want to do this video, because it needs to make sense to those people who are in those darkest moments, because it's very easy to forget when life is good on how you felt when it was really, really bad. I call this video Adversity Actually Made Me, and it did. Let me explain more. I had a very, very positive childhood, very normal childhood. I grew up and I always had a passion of running my own business. I always had a passion of having a BMW. I always had a passion of not being told what to do on a day-to-day basis, I guess, now I look back on it. And I did that. I succeeded. I succeeded in many, many things in my life. And I created a wonderful business and what I perceived at the time as a wonderful life. Did I learn a lot? Yes, I learned to work hard and I learned to develop and I learned to build a business and all those things that you learn going through that process. But actually, it was the following years in my case, that really, really taught me everything I know and I use today. It was adversity. It was catastrophe. I got to a point where I was at a moment where it was all too much and I was going to call it a day. You don't get much closer to adversity than that. I don't say that with any pride, but I certainly don't say it with any shame now. As I say, built a business and then I fell into the horrendous trap of alcoholism. I don't blame alcohol because alcohol didn't come and abduct me and make me drink it. The pubs didn't drag me into the pubs. I chose to do it. But what I was doing, I was running away from who I'd become. I was running away from the life I was leading. There was nothing authentic about what I did. I wore nice suits and I had money and I ran a wonderful, large UK business and money when everything was there and everything from the outside looked wonderful. But I drank to avoid thinking about who I was and what it was about. And I didn't want to be that person. There was nothing in my heart I didn't enjoy particularly any day. And it got darker and darker and darker. But it was at that first stage of understanding I was an alcoholic that I had to get out the other side. Now, I've done videos before, and I say I failed 500 times at least to get sober. What I mean by that, it took me over 500 days from the moment I realised I was an alcoholic to starting getting sober. So 500 moments of failure, 500 moments of adversity. I didn't get sober on day 500. I got sober on day 1, 2, 3, 4, right up to 500, because every time I failed, I learned. I call them scars, not physical-looking scars. I mean mental scars, subconscious scars. And they made me stronger. They made me stronger in my sobriety journey. They drove me. They were little blocks, and every time it failed, I put another block in to try again, to try again, to try again. And I did, and I overcame alcoholism when I got sober. But the problem for me was that I got sober, but then I had many, many hours in sobriety of still being that person I didn't want to be. And now I had the shame to carry on. The business had gone wrong and I was an alcoholic, so I carried a vast amount of shame. And this is where adversity comes in. I spiraled mentally, physically. Every part of me broke down. Now, this is real adversity. This is real pain. Now, I don't share this because I want any sympathy. I share this video not for somebody who's particularly succeeding incredibly well at the minute, not because somebody's doing amazingly well and I can gain some sympathy or some likes. I share this because I'm sure there will be people who might not be as dark as I was, but will look at it and go, I feel that, Cliff. I know where you are. I talk a lot about motivation and coaching in the things I do, and I find it rather frustrating that a lot of the world I work in is there's so much positivity and bubblegum and sunshine and flowers, as I call it. But is there a great deal of reality in the coaching world? Have they really got the scars? Do they really, when they say to somebody, you've got to get through today, do they understand what getting through today really means? I do. But the point I'm saying is, wherever you feel right now, whatever you're feeling right now, I can tell you absolute, definitely, 100%, there is, because here I am. I did it. I was at absolute rock bottom. And I don't want this to be doom and gloom because I try and be positive, but sometimes you've got to create the story or tell the story. We talk about men talking more. You've got to tell the story of doom and gloom. It doesn't mean it's the end. A story's a story, has a start, has a middle, has an end. And hopefully I'm miles away from the end right now. The start for me was okay. The middle bit was okay. But there was a part of the middle bit that was real adversity. The point I'm making, God, did I learn a lot then? And what did I learn? And this is the point of the video, is what did I learn? I learned you have to believe, you have to find the smallest, just the smallest shred of positivity, the smallest shred of belief. Now, great way of doing that, and it feels very awkward when you first get into this, when you go, no, I'm going to change, I'm going to grasp this, I'm going to move forward, I'm going to come the other side of this. You just pick one thing every morning when you wake up, no matter how dark it feels, and you just pick one thing just to be grateful for. If you can get yourself to write it down, it will make an amazing difference. I talk a lot about writing down. Write one thing you are grateful for. It could be, I'm grateful I woke up this morning. I'm grateful the sunshine. I'm grateful it's raining. I'm grateful the weather. I'm grateful I have a roof over my head. I'm grateful I can watch a video that could help me. You could be grateful for your children. You could be grateful for your partner. You could be grateful I have £1 in the bank and that's better than none. They could be the simplest of things, but they are the simplest of tools, little tiny building blocks, great success, great happiness, great joy of where I'm able to travel the world sharing my story now. And I'm I'm not going to say lucky because I've worked so hard, but I'm gifted in the fact that I can go share. But that's not just one huge building block. There's thousands of little building blocks, as I call them, thousands of bits of moments where I was grateful, thousands of steps. One other thing you can do, if it's really hard, get outside and go for a walk. And I'm not talking about doing the type of walking or running I'm doing. And it really sounds so remarkably simple. But it is. We talk about videos, we talk about books, people talk about medication to improve one's mindset and feeling and health and well-being. Go outside and walk. The human body and nature gives you that amazing gift where if you just find the energy, find the belief, find that passion to go and just go for a walk. You can go for a walk, and this is going to sound ridiculous, you can go for a walk and be negative, but even that walk will create some endorphins, will create some movement, will create some part of your DNA to feel that little bit better. Find those tiny little building blocks. So adversity can be an amazing tool to create amazing success. There are so many stories out there that we will look at. David Goggins, you may not be if you've not seen Goggins, go and look at Goggins on YouTube. Now, a word of warning, there's a lot of swearing, there's a lot of crude language. But there's a guy who overcame so much adversity and is so unsympathetic for anybody feeling sorry for themselves. Now, he's brutal, but actually putting that alongside a Simon Sinek or a Dr. Joe Dispenza or listening to people like me, all those things together can make such a difference. I'm talking about in adversity, using it as a real, come on. You could almost use adversity of, I put comments, I put videos out every single day. I go and speak to audiences every week and I put comments on social media and I'll get negative comments, mostly about my nose, but some, oh, will you shut up or whatever. They're little bits of adversity for me. You could see them. No, I don't see that. I see them as absolute. They drive me. I think I've hit the point because every single person who wants to write something negative for me, whether they like it or not, I've got through. I've told them something in their subconscious that they've felt the need to be negative to me. Literally, I'm telling you, them being negative to me it shines a mirror, it puts a mirror in front of them. You might not like that if you're one who's going to do that, but that's okay. I'm really cool with it because I know I've got a big nose and I look in the mirror every day and I'm cool with it. I don't class that as adversity. I class that as DNA and drinking too much for 20 bloody years. So adversity shouldn't be something we're afraid of. Adversity, actually, if you are in that place right now, what I'm saying to you, if you are in that place right now that's really, really, really tough, for whatever reason, something really bad could have happened in your life, something you've just, over an amount of time, you've just steadily got lower and lower and lower. Don't look for the end of it. Almost capture it. Embrace it and go, right, I can use this energy, I can use this adversity to move forwards. I can capture it and go, this is not the end. This is teaching me something. There's a lot out there about the world and the universe, and I'm a big believer in it, but sometimes for a lot of people who aren't into what I do, starting to say the universe is teaching you something, the universe is doing it all the right reason, that can be really hard for somebody to listen to when it's really hard. I'm telling you because I was there. When it was really hard for me, I did not want to watch a video of some bloke from wherever telling me this is teaching me something. It was really bloody hard. I didn't want it to teach me anything else. But I'm the other side and I'll teach it and I talk about it, but I don't want to just go with it with lovely, with images of sunrises and rivers and positive music in the background, because that's not going to get through. What might get through is a random bloke like me who has been through, who's telling you, been there, felt the pain, got the other side, embraced that adversity, because around the corner, and you don't know where that corner is, there is a light. There is a light at the tunnel, but that nobody's going to come and save you. Nobody's going to bring that light to you. You have to capture adversity. You have to capture where you are today. You have to find little tiny building blocks to get better, because you can make yourself better. You can think yourself better. You can use that mindset and that emotion and that passion of gratitude, of happiness, smiling, nodding to somebody in an acknowledgement way. Stop shouting at people. Stop being negative with people. Go and throw yourself into positive video. Throw yourself into positive music. Throw yourself into positive foods. Throw yourself into positive energy and walking and hopefully running and fitness and all those things. I know right in the moment it feels hard, but that right in the moment is saying to you, right, we've got you here, we've taught you something, we've put some real strength inside of you. If you go to the gym when you're lifting weights, it really hurts. It's got to hurt to grow them. When you try to lose a weight and, even not eating and dieting almost feels as though it hurts, but it's helping you. You're growing, you're developing. Your mind's no different. That adversity can be that one of your greatest tools when you look back, when you've got there and you're successful, and then you can come out the other side and shine and bring happiness and joy to other people. You can make sure you share that with other people. That's really important to me. You go there a tough time, but when you're just coming out the other side, just look to your left, look to your right. Is there somebody else who's just in that tough spot? Don't forget just to tell them, been there, felt that, it'll come. Been there, felt that, it'll come. If you can, they can. If I can, you can. We can help. We can use adversity. We can use growth. We can use motivation all together, bringing us all together, improving how we all feel. That's it. Don't be afraid of adversity. It comes to us all. Those who really succeed capture it, engage with it, and really grow. Go and grow and go and be whatever the universe wants you to be, because it has a story for you. Go and create it, go and live it, and go and enjoy every single moment of your life, no matter how hard it feels some days.